I'm playing Charles Darwin. Sort of, he's certainly he's a scientist, and he's it's before he's quite conquered his theory of evolution. It's a young Darwin, and it's a Darwin with perhaps more insecurities than the Darwin that would later become world famous. Insecurities about his own abilities, both as a scientist and as a man. So he's not the most confident chap you could hope to come across. And at times, he's a little craven and perhaps not the most generous spirited chap in the world either. I'm not. I don't know that this Darwin is particularly historically accurate. I'm just going to put that out there. But in terms of the story of the film, his very insecurities help to drive the plot in perhaps slightly unexpected directions. He has a crush on the Queen. Yes, he's rather smitten with Queen Victoria, and sort of his every motivation springs from his desire to impress her. Uh, and Queen Victoria, as we shall find out, is not quite uh, as history would describe her either. So she slightly confounds our and Darwin's expectations, I think, as the story unfolds. There's a fair amount of Darwin being thrown around. Yes, I've recorded a lot of panting, a lot of screaming, a lot of being hit with various things. Uh, yes, I guess it's a he. He has a fairly physically active role, and he's not a particularly physically active chap. So yes, he spends a lot of the film being thrown around and hurt in a variety of comedic ways. It's very unusual this because you're aware that the process is going on for years. You know, this film has a long gestation period, and we actors just come in and visit every now and again. You know, once every 3 months we'll come and have a recording session, and that spreads over. I don't know how long I've been working on this, over a year, maybe even 2 years now, stretching back. I can't quite think, but it's been a long process where we just visit every now and again, and of course we'll come back and we'll be very excitedly told that now there's 5 minutes of footage, now there's 15 minutes of footage, and it's clearly a laborious and fastidious process, but it's so exciting to just to be at any contributing factor to that, um, because what's very exciting is to be part of the finished product on something like this, which where the actors aren't the stars. The stars of this film are the animators and the extraordinary things that they can do with these extraordinary, beautiful creations, and the wonderful world that is created uh, and indulged with all the sort of creative brilliance that Aardman can throw at it. As actors, we're in this recording studio once every little while, and these tapes go back to the workshops, and the film is put together uh, frame by frame. So I guess when we're in the studio, we have to provide as many options as possible, so that uh, just to give the animators every possible chance and every possible option to play the scene in a variety of different ways. Um, so yeah, we'll often do 20 takes, so you've got every conceivable reading of a line, and yeah, I mean you're very aware that the final decisions are not in your hands. The final decisions of how this character will be played are decided in an animation studio far, far away, and all you can do is hopefully provide whatever raw materials you can to make that live as joyously as possible. Darwin is on the Beagle at sea, and the pirate captain comes to rob him and comes to take his gold. But unfortunately, Darwin doesn't have a lot of gold. He has a couple of baboon's kidneys, and that's about it. And many things in jars, which don't particularly interest the pirate captain. But then Darwin sees that the captain has a dodo called Polly, and Darwin realizes that this is a huge zoological find, and something that he could use to impress his great love, the Queen. So he inveigles himself into the pirates' band with the principal notion that he might steal Polly and use her for his own nefarious ends. It doesn't quite work out like that, of course, but that's how he gets involved with them, and that's how their stories become linked. Darwin thinks he's cleverer than the pirate captain and thinks he can use him for his own ends. Uh, but the pirate, so initially it's a slightly duplicitous relationship, but I think by the end they become rather fond of each other, and they certainly have to work together quite closely to save the day. I cannot wait. I'm so excited to see this film. I'm so excited to be part of it. And you know, Aardman are a kind of national treasure, and I think you know that if their name is on the film, it's going to be high quality and delicious and hilarious and beautiful and different. So I'm just very excited that I'm part of it.